Welcome to week 13, everyone. This is going to be a bit of a quick video, mainly based on the fact that I only made 3 trades this week. I was a bit busy with some other stuff, and I want to share some lessons at the end too, but let's just get into the first 2 trades. First one was on the Monday, the 9th here, and I was trading SAFY. And I was short biased on this after seeing this day. I've seen this pattern quite a bit. It's basically the either stair step or just uptrend up in a day and then downtrend off in that same day. At the top, preferably at the top of a multi-day run. And that's what this was here. You can see this Friday, that's the day we're looking at in the background. So that's a sign of a top to me. And it's obviously a physical top because it's a upside down V. So that's what I was looking for because it can't hold these gains into the close. And so with that being said, I was short bias going into this Monday. And I've seen a lot of these where it just panics at the open, bounces, can't go green, and then falls back down. So that was my mindset here. The open was at 286, and I saw this quick panic down to 265, the bounce up, and I was getting in, I think on this green candle here, 273, yep, right around here. And I was risking off the high of, or the open, sorry. Which it pretty much did my thesis pretty quick, and my resistance I was looking at, support that I thought it would have was, I wasn't scared out when it did stop here in the 263s because there's nothing, but I was looking at this 247 or even like 250 here, and also this open. So all this kind of range in here was what I was looking at for that would act as support. And I mean, most of these that I've seen don't really tank too far the first day. And with this being a short in this type of market, I didn't want to overstay my welcome. So I was getting out right here. Like I said before, 250 was my level that I really wanted, but when it's only 5 cents away from it, and I saw the bid firming up, I got out and I actually hit the bottom here at 256. I got out, and I was pretty happy with that. I don't really like to hold shorts too long, and to take it pretty good. And just to be right, because I've been wrong for the past few trades, so it was good to switch things around there. So next day I was trading 2 actually in the morning, my size, MYSZ, and my mentality on this, I was trading at the 10th, I was trading it this day, and I saw that I was tempted to hold it overnight. Ended up not, because it was the first down day, and I didn't know if this would actually be a good base or not. So my thought process then was to buy the breakout over this. And it gapped up here, which was fine. So then instead of chasing it up at the open, I was thinking I want to buy it on a panic. Did buy it. Then, because I've been tracking these, and about 50% of the time, they will dip down. Whether they gap up in the pre-market or not, they will dip down and then spike. And only about 10% actually don't come back up, in terms of they won't dip and spike. They'll either dip and like consolidate, or they'll just panic. That's about 10% versus 50% of the data that I've seen dips and spikes. So I knew it had some type of, if people were buying up here, I thought that it could get back up there, especially with this type of play. So my entry here was 176, and I was buying this on, I think, one of these green bars right in here, and I wasn't terribly scared when it did stop here, because I've seen this before, and it pulls back again and then it can break out. But when it takes out this day low, I mean the first panic, when it takes that out, and volume was ramping up a bit, but in the red direction, so I didn't like that price action. I got out. My risk was actually, I got out at 172, but my risk, I was risking this low here at 165. I didn't hit it, and I saw those indicators. I didn't see strength, so I got out. At the same time, I was playing APHB, and this was the speculative play of the bunch on the 10th also, if we want to look at this. So I guess in looking at it now, it looks kind of stupid, but it was a runner from roughly the 1s up to the 2s, and it had its first red day right here, and then it came out with some financing news. I forgot what exactly they sold it at, but it was around 1 was the buyout price. And normally I wouldn't even think about trading this, but I don't know, I had some other thoughts, and those were that it came down all in the after hours on little volume. And if we look at this chart here, well, it stops at 1-ish, right? The pre-market's is holding support here at 1-ish, and you look at multi-day, it's got a ton of support at 1 all throughout here. It's a strong base. So my thought was that because the financing was done around about the price where it's at, and the fact that it moved so harshly down, I thought I could bounce a little bit, ideally up to 120, 130s here. And I thought it'd be a quick spike, just shorts covering, and dip buyers maybe seeing that it has a little bit of bounce left, or a bounce to go. And so I got in at the open, and it really wasn't doing anything. I got in at 105 up here, and I ended up getting out at 104 in this whole section here. What I was seeing was this quick bounce. This thing went lower than the open, which I didn't like here, and this bounce, I just got scared and got out. But analyzing it later, about 5 minutes after I got out, you can see this ABCD pattern. Comes up, comes down, higher lows than this set of lows, and ramping up. It wasn't really worth that 7 cents a share to hold through this, in my opinion, because that wasn't my thesis going into it. So I did cut my losses in a pretty decent way. Didn't lose too much. Again, I was risking, I think this 98 or 97 range, but relatively, I think it was low risk. Obviously, speculative, of course, but just trying that out. In hindsight, I'm not going to be playing these anymore. And I think some overall lessons that I've learned and seen, just play sector momentum. That's a big one, and you have to capitalize on it early on. You can't be chasing though, because chasers, they tend to lose, or they're going to get lucky and learn the wrong lessons. But take small positions on big dips. And I'm not even referring to this trade here. I mean more when something runs up in the morning, 50, 70, 100%, it's going to come down. And as long as it's still holding some of its gains and has some volume, keep looking at that play and wait for a good move, a higher low, a cup and handle forming, ABCD pattern, because those are the plays that in the afternoon can run again. Even those ones that they get halted, then they gap up, and they get halted and they gap up. I wouldn't be chasing after the second and third halt, but after the first one, you can definitely, well, not definitely, but it's not at least in this market, they haven't been tanking. So definitely take advantage of more speculative ideas that you have, but in contrast, you gotta lessen your position, because there's more risk, but there's also more reward. So you just have to be smart about it. But some things came up this week, so again, I didn't trade as much, but next week I'll be trading my normal 5 days a week, and seeing if there's any good plays to take advantage of. But thanks for watching again, and hopefully everyone had a good week, and we can have another good one on this 4-day week coming up. Thank you.